Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make custom tabs for your iPlanner. Now let me just show you how that looks. Now when you get the iPlanner, of course, this is just a mass of white so that you can customize your cover yourself. And then these tabs, these extra tabs here are also white. And that way you can customize them for what you want in that section because most people keep different things in their planner. You may not have the same things that you keep in your planner as I do. The way I have mine set up is I have a tasks section, a food journal that I keep, meal planning, my budget, and I keep my vision boards. And then I've got 3 tabs here that I've colored, and I'm not sure what I'll keep in there. I was using them for different projects that I had going on, and those projects are done, so I've cleaned out those sections. So those sections are empty right now till I start another project. So this is what the tabs look like now that I have made custom tabs. But when you get the planner, they come blank. Let me just go to a page where they're still blank. Let's see. I'm going to go back to, let's see, June. I don't think I've done anything in June yet. Okay, so this is what they look like when you first get the iPlanner. So they're white and they're blank. And at first, I was just writing on them with my stylus. I would write in ink. I may have a couple pages that actually still have ink on them, so I can show you what I mean. Here's one. So this is what I was doing originally. I was writing in ink on the tabs so that I would know what is inside that section. But now I have them, I came up with a much better idea. And of course, it takes a little bit more time to do it this way. But now I have custom tabs. And you can do solid colors or you can do prints. I'll show you how that works here in a minute. And then also I do custom stickers. And that is actually another video, but the process is still the same. So you can make stickers, tabs, whatever you want. All right, so in order to do this, you have to have the Keynote app, and you also have to have iDesign. If you're not familiar with iDesign, it is a presentation basically that I've created that is just full of shapes and templates, and they're called masks, and basically what they are is you can fill these masks with anything, and they're all different shapes, of course, and it's just like it's the process of cropping, but you're cropping to a shape. So let me just show you what everything that's in iDesign before we go on with the tab. So you have several sections in here. You've got templates, elements, shapes, palettes, and tabs. And the templates, I think I've added probably I'm up to about 50 templates. And I use these templates for my Project Life layouts, which I call Key Life because I do it in Keynote, and it's my version of Project Life. And like I said, I'm up to about 50 templates, and it's so easy and it's so fast to do a layout with these templates that are already done for you. You basically just tap and fill. Now you do have to have what you're putting in your layout or what you're using for your design. You do have to have them in your camera roll. So let me just show you what I have in my camera roll. Whoop, that's not the section I needed. I normally use my iPad in portrait, so it messes me up when I'm in landscape because it spreads my notebooks or my folders out further. Okay, so let's look inside my camera roll, and I'll show you some of the things I have in here. Now, these are paint swatches that I've grabbed, color swatches I've grabbed. I have an app for that. I'll show you that here in a minute too to get color. It's my favorite color app. I love it so much. Um, I do so much designing on my iPad that I really just have to have these tools on my iPad. And you just never know. On the fly, you could be so creative no matter where you are when you could do stuff like this on your iPad. Okay, so I get a lot of these. Some of them are some purchased scrap paper that I have that I've put in here. Some of them are just screenshots of fabric that I have seen on Pinterest and just flipped out over it. And I basically, when I see a fabric that I like, I just do a screenshot and then I crop it and I keep it in my library, my or camera roll. I call it my library. My creative library is on my iPad. And as you could see, I don't have a whole lot other than basically pictures and colors in my camera roll because my pictures I get off of here right away and put in albums on my computer. But these are my tools for working and designing, so I keep those here on my iPad. And to do a screenshot, if you're scrolling a fabric website or um, if you are looking through your papers on, see, I keep all my scrapbook paper in the cloud on Google Drive. And because the iPad is not so particular about resolution as, say, your computer or your drawing programs on your computer, you can simply scroll through your scrapbook stash in the cloud on your iPad, and when you scroll over the things that you want to use, you just do a screenshot of it. You don't have to download it to your iPad or have it ready for you on your iPad. So that's just a little tip there of what I do. And it looks quality, crystal clear. It's really pretty. When you do stuff like this on the iPad, you don't have to worry about resolution. It's not about resolution on the iPad. And you don't have to worry about the pixelation. I mean, you could literally zoom in on something so close on the iPad and it doesn't really mess it up like it does on your computer. I don't know why. I don't know the details of it, but I just know that designing on the iPad is awesome. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go to the app that I use for color to get my color swatches. It's called Palettes Pro. Now you can see I've got a couple different apps here that I use for color. I use the Pantone app and Color Snap, and that's the Sherwin-Williams paint because I deal with designers and I work in the design industry. I need to have my hands on a lot of different paint colors and things like that. But my favorite when I'm designing for my planner and things like that, I have to see what these colors look like on the iPad because they're not going to look the same on my computer or print it out as they do on the iPad. And I want them to look gorgeous on the iPad because that's where people are using my products. So I use this Palettes Pro. And here you can see, I mean, it is such a great app. There's so much to it. And I don't even remember what I paid for it. I've been using it for so long, I don't even remember how much I paid for it, but I remember it wasn't much at all. Maybe $1.99, $4.99. I'm sure it wasn't more than that. But one of the cool things that I really like about it is that you can bring in a photo of your scrapbook paper or your fabric, and it will generate 25 different colors from that. I use this section most of the time because I am usually zeroing in on one color. So what I'll do is I'll hit the camera, and this is one of the reasons that I keep all this stuff on my camera roll, because now I can go to my library and I can scroll through all those fabric swatches, and then I can pick one, and then as I move it around, this right here shows me what color I'm on top of. And when I get the color that I really want, I tap this here, pick, and then you can see this is the color here on this big bar. Now if I tap and hold this big bar, and I'm still holding, it takes a minute. This is what opens up when you tap and hold on that bar. And what's cool about this, because this helps me when I'm designing on the computer and I'm working in Illustrator and InDesign, I need these numbers so I can duplicate the color on my computer, because I have to find the color on my iPad. If I find the color on my computer, which I've made this mistake before, I found beautiful color palettes and used them on my computer and designed really cool things. And then when I downloaded it and opened it up on the iPad, it looked horrible. So I always find my color first on the iPad, and then I take these numbers into my design program, and regardless of what it looks like on my computer, I don't care, because it's really gonna, the end result is gonna be on the iPad. So that's what's so neat about this. And what I do is I do a screenshot to save it to my camera roll, and to do a screenshot is home key and the on off switch, and then you'll see the screen flashes, and that's in my camera roll now. It's saved to my camera roll, and I can use this color now for my stickers and things that or my layouts, anything that I'm doing in Keynote right now. So let's go back to Keynote. Now that you have all that overview of all the things that I use, we're back in Keynote, and I'm in iDesign again. And we were looking at the templates. I'm going to go ahead and close up the template section because we're not going to be doing anything with those in this video. And I'm going to open up to the shapes section and show you some of the shapes that comes with iDesign. And actually there's the shape that we're going to use for our custom tab. And so all these things are fillable. They are masks, and it's just like cropping, except for you're cropping to these really cool shapes. And so you could put a photo in there, and like I showed you in my camera roll, you could put fabric, you can put scrapbook paper, anything you want. You can fill these masks with anything you want. So let's go back to, oh, where was that now? Oh, there we go. I'm going to choose this mask right here, this shape, and I don't like to disturb any of my master shapes inside Keynote or inside my iDesign. So I copy and paste so that my iDesign stays undisturbed. So I'll just tap it, and then I get this menu up here, and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to go to a blank workspace or page. So I'll just tap this button right here, add, and I want to scroll. Oh, there we go. There's a blank page. And so this will be my workspace right here, because it's away from all the other pages, so I'm not disturbing any of my master templates or master shapes. So now that I've got a blank workspace here, I'm just going to tap and then paste. And so there's my shape, and this shape is totally fillable now. I can fill it with any color or any photo, like I said, or fabric or anything. The thing that I do want to do or change here is I want to rotate it, because one of the neat things about Keynote is it will let you add styles to this element, and I like to add drop shadows so that it looks kind of realistic when I get it over to my iPad. But the only thing is it adds the drop shadow to the bottom of the shape, and I don't want the shadow on the bottom of my tabs. Let's just go back. If my shadows were down here, that wouldn't look very realistic. And as you can see, I've just got subtle shadowing here at the top. And how I managed to do that, of course, it took me so many tries till the light bulb went off. I just simply rotate this And now when I add the shadow will be added here, and then I'll just rotate it when I get it back over to, when I go back over and paste it into my iPlanner. So here's my tab, and I am going to resize it just a little bit because the tabs here in Keynote are like a little bit taller and more narrow here at the bottom. I won't get it exact, but I can tweak it when I get it over to the planner. But this definitely isn't going to work. So what I'm going to do, let's first zoom in, and then I'll double tap, and I'm going to grab one of these handles here and just make it just a little bit smaller. And that proportion looks better to me, I think. I think that's going to work a lot better when I get it over to my iPlanner. Maybe it's hard to say. Sometimes it's trial and error, but I think I'm pretty close here. I can resize when I get over there, but the proportion I won't be able to change. All right, so now this is ready to be filled. So I'm going to tap up here on this paintbrush. Whoops. It has to be selected, and you know that it's selected when you see the blue dots around it. Now I'll tap on the paintbrush, and I want image selected, and then I'm going to hit replace, and then go to my camera roll. And let's see, we'll make a print one. Um, I love them all so much, it's hard to decide. Let's see, I'll just choose that one. All right, so there's my printed tab. And now all I need to do at this point, well, let me add my drop shadow first. So I'm going to tap on the paintbrush again, and I'm going to go to Style. And now there's some default styles here that I can choose, but there's one that I really like that's inside the options. So I'm going to turn on the drop shadow. And this is the one, I think, yeah, this is the one that I want to use. And then now you can see how I've got like this little subtle shadow here at the top. And then when I rotate it, or it's at the bottom, but when I rotate it, when I get it over to the planner, it will be perfect. The other thing that I need to do is I need to flip it because it's in the wrong direction. So I'll go ahead again and tap the paintbrush. This time I'm going to hit Arrange, and I want to flip vertical. So now we're ready to take it over to the iPlanner. And see how easy that is? It's just so easy. So I'll just tap it, and this time I'm going to say copy, and then we'll go over to the iPlanner. And let's see, let me go to one of those blank pages that I don't have the tab set up for yet. And then here I'm just going to tap and hold and then paste. And now I can rotate it back. And so now let's zoom in on it. You can see the shadow is at the top rather than at the bottom. Is that not cool? I love this. It's just too fun. Okay. So now let's just see how it fits. I need to get it a little bit bigger. And I'm just getting it bigger by just dragging the handles on the corner. Maybe that's just a tad too big. Perfect. I think that's perfect, don't you? I love it. Okay, so that is how you make custom tabs. Let's do one more. I'm going to do a solid one this time. So, and now that I already have it facing the direction that I want it, and it's rotated and the drop shadows on it, now all I have to do is tap, hit the paintbrush, tap on image, replace, go to my camera roll, and let's do a solid one this time. Let's Let's do this blue. Oh, and then here's something that you need to know. Now you see you've got this ugly black bar here on the side, and that's part of what is in the image in the camera roll. So to get rid of that, I'll just double tap, and here I've got the mask, um, or I can deal with the mask now. This is how you work on the mask. And what I want to do to get rid of this, a lot of times you can just slide this slider all the way to the right, and it'll make it really big, or it'll make this background big enough to get rid of that. But if you don't have, there's not any place left for me to grow it. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it. Whoops. So there. Now that got that black out of there just by rotating it. And then I'll just hit done. And now I'll take it over to, and here I can just tap and fill, and then copy and paste over to the planner. So I'll just tap it, copy, go back over to the planner, and then tap and paste and rotate it and resize it just a little bit. And something else that you want to think about while you're doing this is the order that they come in. And you have to think in terms of layers when you're thinking about this. Now you see how I put this tab first, so this tab is naturally on top of it. And realistically, that's not how it would work. You want to start from here and work your way this way so that each one you add will be on top. If you get out of order, or if you want to change the order of them, you can cut and paste, which will bring it back to the top again, or make it the top layer. So let's say I want to make this one the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my lasso, and I'll just make sure that I grab part of it, tap inside the lasso, and I'm going to cut it, and then I'll paste it. And now that puts it on top for me. And now you can see that's where it's supposed to be, on the top of that other tab. So it looks more realistic. I want to do them as realistic as possible. One of the things when I got them all done, all my tabs done, and I know I mentioned this in another video, once they were all complete, I lassoed them all together like this, and then I copied all of them with their text and everything. And then I just would go to the next page. And of course I had to erase what I already had up here, and I tap and paste and then line them up. And that actually goes pretty fast. You just erase, or if you probably won't have to erase, you probably didn't fill your whole planner up like I did with text in your tabs. And then paste again. And so you just keep doing that till you feel, and I'm doing it just a month at a time, because I change my mind so much that I'll only have a month that I need to back up if I change my mind. So I sit down with my planner. I do a major planning once a month, and that's where I set up my month. And during that time, what I do, let's go to this month. During that time, what I do is, of course, I put all my bills on my main monthly calendar. I put my bills, any appointments that I have set up, any birthdays, any holidays, things like that. Anything major that I want to see at a glance, I put on this main page. And then I go to my individual pages and I start dotting my days. So I know that this is the 4th and this is the 5th. And I just do that throughout the whole month. And of course, I add my tabs that I'm going to have for that month. And as you can see, there's a lot of blank pages in here because I didn't actually get my planner set up, really set up, and moved everything over from my old digital planner to this planner. I didn't get it going till way later in the month. So that's why you see a lot of gaps here in my planner, because I was working between two planners till I got this one completely set up. And now it's totally set up. I don't even go back to the other planner anymore. One of the upcoming videos, I'm going to show you my system for tasks. I use the sticky notes that I created for all my tasks, and I keep them all in the task section on sticky notes. And then I'll paper clip anything that is uh, I have to fill out paperwork or anything like that. I'll put a paper clip on the sticky note so that I know when I land on that sticky note that there's paperwork behind it that needs to be filled out. But it's just that at a glance, I can see what's on the title line of the sticky note. And then I can also see the icon, so that kind of tells me as well. And what's cool about this is, and I don't want to get too much into this because I actually have a video where I'm going to show you in detail my task managing using these sticky notes and using the iPlanner and doing it all just from my planner. But these right here, these stickers or icons, whatever you want to call them, they're actually part of your keyboard on your iPad, and they're searchable like text is. So if I put an icon on all my tasks or on each sticky note, then when I do a search within GoodNotes, it will find all of those tasks that have that sticker on it. So just a little tip here. I actually mentioned this in another video as well, but I show you the whole system in the video on my task management here in the iPlanner. So one last thing I'm going to show you with the tabs. I'm just kind of bouncing around here. I love my planner so much. Oh, and then here, even though the planner comes with an index, which every page is totally indexed here. Whoops. Every page in the planner is indexed here. I use this, the outline section, when I just really have to jump around real far into the future or real far into the past is what I use this for. But as I go, I use this section and I keep adding bookmarks. So of course I've got my tasks, my food journal. I keep this week's journal here just so I can get to it really fast. I keep this month's budget right here so I can get to it really fast. My vision boards, and then any coupons, I list them here in the month, and I paper clip them. So you can use the icon keyboard, emoji keyboard to put these here too. So at a glance, you could just kind of see what you're doing. And then this one right here, I have a master task icon page, and I like to keep that here. And then my today page. So if I want to get to today really fast, here I go. Boom, I'm on today. And of course, here's all the sticky notes that I've pulled from my task section that are on my agenda for the day. I have no appointments, so I shouldn't have any trouble getting all my tasks done today. So let me show you how to add text now to one of those stickers or one of the tabs. And I actually forgot where I left that, so I'm just going to go back and get another one. I'll copy, go back to my planner, and go back into, let's go into December 1st. I hope I can remember to go back there and take this off. Okay, so I'm going to tap and hold, paste, rotate, and now I want to add some text. I like putting white text on my tabs. So let me just tap and hold on the screen and tap text. And here in the style, oh, I already have it set to white. So I have no background. Really, that's an empty background. And then I've got white text. So let me just type text, and you can't see it because it's white. But if I move it over here, now you can see it. And then I want this text to be a little bit bigger, and I can do that by either tapping the A, or I can also grab this and it will give me several choices. Let's see what 24 looks good. And I'll just kind of center that up. Done. Now I'm going to lasso the whole thing, and I always leave myself a nice big handle right here because I don't want to put my finger on here and then try to eyeball what's under my finger. My finger's covering it up, so I can't really see where I'm putting it. So I give myself a handle, and so now I can move it. And this actually needs to be a little bit bigger. So I'll lasso and resize. That looks good. Lasso again and line it up. So there's my new tab. Okay, everyone, until the next video, be sure to subscribe so that you'll be notified when I make a new video. I have some really cool stuff that I'm going to be rolling out here in the next couple weeks. And also, there is a iPlanner and an iDesign community on my website, so be sure to check that out. It's free for anyone to sign up. You don't have to purchase. You don't have to be enrolled in any of my classes, but you can be a member of the community. However, you do have to register. And then if you want to learn more about iDesign, check it out on the website. There's also a link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.